Would you know what to do if you witnessed someone collapse who became unresponsive? Would you be able to take action and give them a chance of survival? In this video, I'll be teaching you how to give continuous chest compression CPR and how to use an AED to help someone who has collapsed from cardiac arrest. These are the steps for continuous chest compression CPR. First, you will need to make sure that the scene or the area around the patient is safe, so you don't get hurt trying to help them. And then you'll also have to make sure that the patient is lying on a hard, flat surface, so then you can do CPR. Next, you will need to check for responsiveness by shaking the patient and by asking them, "Are you okay?" Or you can also do this by rubbing the chest bone with your knuckles. And you will also need to check if they're breathing. And remember that if they're gasping, you just need to treat that as if they're not breathing, because gasping is not the same as breathing. Next, point to someone and tell them to call 911 and to get an AED. You in the black jacket, call 911 and get an AED. Hurry.
911, we have an emergency!
Or if you're by yourself with the patient, you need to get up and do this as quick as possible. You need to begin chest compressions. Place the heel of your one hand in the middle of the patient's chest and put the other hand on top. And then put your shoulders above your hands and lock your elbows as you begin the chest compressions. You need to do them at a rate of at least 100 compressions per minute. And you need to press down about 2 inches during every compression. And make sure to lift your hands off the patient after every compression so the chest can return to its previous position. And continue CPR until EMS arrives or until someone gives you the AED. Now here are the steps on how to use an AED. AED is brought to you and the patient. Thank you. Stop CPR and place the AED close to the patient, either like by their body or by their head.
Turn on the AED.
And follow the instructions. First, remove all clothing from the patient's chest. Now place the AED pads on the patient's bare skin where the pads indicate. Put one on the upper right chest and put the other on the lower left side. AED will now analyze the rhythm of the patient's heart and tell you if a shock is necessary. Make sure to stay clear of the body while their heart is being analyzed and while a shock is being administered. If the AED tells you to deliver a shock, press the button on the AED. Once the AED delivers the shock, immediately return to giving the continuous chest compression CPR. And while you're doing this, pay attention to the AED for further instructions or continue the CPR until EMS arrives.